Hey guys, Michael from Copper vs Glass, and today we have a full in-depth review of the Xiaomi Mi A3. Now this is a really awesome budget-friendly smartphone with some flagship features in regards to a really nice screen to body ratio, 3 cameras and a massive battery. So let's take a look, and as always, if you guys want to pick one up, it's going to be linked in the description down below. So first off, we have the design, and I'm actually a huge fan. Coming from the OnePlus 6T to this one here, you can see there are definitely some design cues that have been transferred over, and that again have that flagship feel to them. You've got a teardrop design in the just over 6-inch AMOLED screen, and it is also Corning Gorilla Glass 5, so it's definitely going to hold up very well, and that's going to be on both the front and also the back of the device. Now you can get it in 3 different colours. You've got a more than white, not just blue, and the one I have here which is kind of grey, and yes, that is actually the name. You've got a really nice triple camera lens on the back which we'll go into in a moment, and just in general the screen to body ratio looks extremely nice. As I mentioned, you do have the notch at the top there, the side bezels are very small, it does have a little bit of a chin, but it's not really too bad when you consider what you're actually paying for the device. Now the screen itself is a Super AMOLED screen. It's going to come in at around 6.01 inches and the resolution is 720 by 1560, so that's going to give you a pixel density of around 286 ppi. Now yes, it is going to be sub 1080p or around 1080p, but the picture itself does look nice. The colours are quite vibrant. It doesn't get as dim as I'd like it to, which is a little bit strange to say, but if you're looking at your phone at night time, you don't really want it too bright. This one doesn't really get as dim as I'd like, but if you want to look at it outdoors, you've got no issues whatsoever, and I think the AMOLED screen definitely helps. You've got some deep black, some really nice contrast, and the saturation in my opinion is just spot on. Looking around the device, on the right hand side you've got all of the buttons in regards to volume up and down and the power button. On the bottom you've got the USB Type-C for charging, and it also has one speaker. Unfortunately it's not dual speakers on the bottom, which is a little bit of a disappointment. On the right hand side there you do have the SIM card slot, and that can also take a micro SD card up to 256 gigabytes as well. Along the top then you've got a microphone, 3.5mm headphone jack, which is definitely rare to see these days, and even rarer is an IR blaster, so again if you do want to use this phone to control your TV for example, then you've got the option to do so. Internally, we're going to have the Snapdragon 665 processor with the Adreno 610 GPU, and it's going to be running Android 9 Pie and it's Android One. Now that basically means that it's running pretty much a stock version of Android and what Google intends Android to look like. Now what this is going to mean is without a really heavy skin over the top of Android, it's going to run extremely fast. Now that's something that I've actually found when using the device. In regards to just navigating around the OS, I've not had any issues at all. Now yes, it's not going to be as fast as something like the OnePlus 6T or a newer brand new flagship device, but again if I go back to the price that you're going to be paying, the price to performance ratio is one of the better devices that I've seen. Whether you're watching video on YouTube, Netflix, just opening your favourite social network, or doing some gaming with, yes, maybe some of the lighter options, everything works extremely fast and does feel very snappy. Now one thing that I would say is you can also go into the settings and access the developer options if you do want to turn down some of the animation speeds for example, because one thing that I think the phone does is it has slightly longer animation speeds to actually hide the fact that it can take a little bit longer to load into certain applications. But again, overall it does feel extremely fast, and for me Android One and basically stock Android helps massively. But now onto the part of this device which in my opinion had me a little bit worried because of the budget. It is the camera. Now with this one you do have a triple lens setup. You have a 48 megapixel main sensor which comes in at f1.8, an 8 megapixel f2.2 ultra wide which is a 13mm equivalent, and you've also then got a 2 megapixel depth sensor. Now in the camera app itself you do have the option of wide, standard and also telephoto, but from what I can see the telephoto lens is more software based because again the 3 cameras on the back, you've got a normal one, a wide and also a depth sensor. It doesn't actually have a dedicated telephoto lens, which is definitely something to keep in mind. You've also got a single front facing camera which comes in at 32 megapixels. It can also do HDR photos and is f2.0. Now the video capability of the front facing camera is 1080p at 30 frames a second, and the back camera is 1080p at 30 frames, 60 frames and 120 frames a second for some awesome slow-mo, and it can also record 4K video at 30 frames a second. It does also have your standard photo options in regards to panorama, you've got portrait mode, and you also have a night mode as well. However, none of these are really as good as what you're going to be getting with one of those flagship devices, but again, it's nice to have it on there. And as you can see from the examples that I've been showing you in the background with regards to the photo and video, it actually, again, when you take into consideration how much it costs, actually performs quite well. And I'm a huge fan of having a wide angle lens on my device, which I don't have on my 6T currently, so next time I'm looking to upgrade and get a new phone, I'm definitely going to be looking for one with an ultra wide camera because it just opens up a ton of possibilities. So to round up this review, the Xiaomi Mi A3 is a really nice device, again, once you take into consideration just how cheap it actually is. At the moment, you can get the 64GB with 4GB of RAM version for around £195 here in the UK on the website banggood.com, and they were nice enough to send this device out for me to do the review. Now, everything that I've mentioned in this video, of course, is my own opinion, but they did send the device out free of charge to get my overall thoughts, so again, a huge thanks to those guys, and all of their links are going to be in the description down below. Also in the description down below is going to be everything that you need in regards to letting me know how you felt about this video. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up down below. If not, you can always dislike the video, but please do let me know why. If you've got any questions or comments about this device or anything else here on the channel, let me know in the comments section below, or you can reach me on Twitter at copper_glass. If you're not already subscribed, now is a great time to do so, and also turn on notifications so that you're notified anytime that I post a new video here on the channel. I'm Michael from Copper_Glass. Thanks very much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video.